So welcome back everyone. In our last section of our work, we're going to be talking about waves to your future. How to change your brain and body by thought alone, get into your operating system, and move from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind. Now on page 66 of your workbooks, we read that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. I love this quote by Alvin Toffler because it's very important in today's time to be up to date with, for example, technology. All companies today are competing on technology and who's the first to enter the market with the best technology. Same things goes with the leadership and the new science. The biology of the new leader of today has to have the ability of unlearning past programs, past behaviors, and relearn new programs in order to compete in today's world and to lead in today's world. So, on page 67 of your workbook, we dig into the biological model for change. And if 95% of who we are by the age of 35 is a set of memorized behaviors, emotional reactions, beliefs, perceptions, and attitudes that are functioning just like a computer program, so 95% of the time we are unconscious. So it's very important for us to become conscious of our unconscious self so we don't slip by our programs. And to go from the old self to the new self, we need to unlearn past behaviors, reactions, thoughts, and feelings, and relearn. We need to break the habit of being ourselves and reinvent a new self, pruning synaptic connections and sprouting new connections, unfiring and wiring, of old thoughts and firing and wiring new thoughts, unmemorizing an emotion in the body, reconditioning the body to a new mind, moving from losing your mind to create a new one, become familiar with the old self through metacognition, and become familiar with the new self, deprogramming and reprogramming, stop living in the past, create a new future, so that we move from an old energy into a new energy. Okay? So turn to the person next to you and explain, how did you understand the biological model for change? Okay, any questions? Now, on page 68 of your workbook and 69, there are two stories that I would love to share with you. The first one states that Nan-in, a Japanese master during the Meiji era, 1868 to 1912, received a university professor who came to inquire about Zen. Nan-in served tea. He poured his visitor's cup full and then kept on pouring. The professor watched the overflow until he no longer could restrain himself. "It is overfull, no more will go in." "Like this cup," Nan-in said, "you are full of your own opinions and speculations. How can I show you Zen unless you first empty your cup?" So today we have our cups filled with our thoughts, our behaviors, our emotions. We need to empty those cups in order to fill our cups with new thoughts, with new behaviors, with new opinions and speculations in order to move forward in life. Another story, very powerful. One day, while the Zen monk Tanzan and the young monk were traveling, they happened upon a river. A beautiful young lady was in distress. Tanzan told the young lady, "Here, let me carry you across." Tanzan carried the woman across the river. The two monks continued on their journey for more than half a day. The young monk said, "I thought you monks were supposed to avoid women. Why did you just do that?" Tanzan replied, "Huh, oh, you mean that woman back there? I put her down long ago. Are you still carrying her?" Powerful, huh? So what emotion are you still carrying from the past that's been dragging with you for years? We need to totally let go of and let it go so that we start to think differently. We start to have a new perspective, a new vision in our head. So we need to let go of the past, of the load that we've been carrying all those years with us. Okay? Now, on page 70 of your workbook, I would like a volunteer to read How to Move from the Past to the Future. Yes? Thank you. We need to get beyond our analytical mind. And to move from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind, we have to cross our analytical thinking mind, the chatter in our head. We must become observant. Okay, anyone would like to read? Yes. Okay, so awareness, not analysis, allows us to access our subconscious mind. Okay? Now let's demystify the word meditation. Anyone knows what does the word meditation mean? Any idea? Yeah? Okay. The word meditation means to become familiar with. To become familiar with what? Our own thoughts, our own behaviors, to notice our actions. Exactly. So these are different descriptions of the word meditation. Anyone would like to read? Yeah. Okay. And most people don't realize that they already know how to do this. It's just a matter of practice. Once you practice it enough, it becomes a skill. So, moving on to waves to the future. On page 72 of your workbook, I would like a volunteer to read the beginning of the page. Yes, thank you. Okay, so our brain is like a radio. It has different frequencies, different brain waves. The first brain wave is called beta. And in beta is when our attention on the outer world is bigger than the attention on our inner world. So when we wake up in the morning and we start thinking, we're in beta. We're awake, our senses are activated, we're hungry, we want to go to work, we start thinking, we are in beta mode. You're listening to me right now, you're all in beta mode. And there are three types of beta. There's low range beta, which is when you are relaxed, you're listening, you're paying attention. There's mid-range beta, when your brain perks up a bit, and let's say, for example, you are doing a test, or you're giving a presentation, or you have an important sale meeting that you're trying to discuss with your client, your brain perks up a bit, and you're in mid-range beta. And then there's high-range beta, which is when you are angry, or when you're under stress, or when you're in survival mode. Then you stop thinking. You're super narrow, your focus is narrowed on one specific thing that you can't think anymore except on that particular subject. That you're in high range beta. Now, from beta, we move into the alpha state. And as you can see, the waves start to become a bit slower. And in alpha, it's when our attention on the outer world is more, on the inner world is more real than the outer world. So let's say when, for example, when you're in nature, in nature, your brain reboots automatically to alpha. You're in that flow zone. It's when you're in a state of imagination, when our thinking and analyzing mind slows down. It's a light meditative state. From alpha, we move into theta. Now, theta is when the body is asleep and the mind is awake. And theta is the best state to program, to start programming ourselves. Moving from theta, you see how the waves start to slow down. We are in deep sleep. This is when we're sleeping, when it's important time for our body to restore itself. We're not conscious in this state. We're not consciously aware. So, on page 73 of your workbook, we discuss. You can see how our brain waves change and how the cycles, how each brainwave has a certain cycle. So, for example, when you're in high beta, it's 22 to 50 cycles. It's going on so quick, and you have many cycles per second. In mid beta waves, it's 16 to 22. Low beta is from 13 to 15 cycles per second. When you're in the alpha waves, it's 18 to 13 cycles per second. They start to slow down, and we have less cycles. Theta waves, as we discussed before, is from 4 to 8 cycles per second. And delta is 5 to 4 cycles per second. Now, when we're kids, for example, kids from the age of 0 to 12 are between delta and alpha. So they're very programmable. The subconscious mind is wide open. They are suggestible to any information that we put in. As we get older and we start to become more conscious, then we activate our beta brainwave. And as we see here in the slide, you cannot change where you are in high beta. It's very hard for a person to change. That's why we need to learn how to lower our brainwaves from high beta to mid-range beta to low range beta. And I would like someone to read on page 73 of why we cannot change when we're in high beta. Yes, thank you. So we cannot learn when we're in this kind of stress, in high beta. We're not creative, we're in survival mode, exactly. Difficult to focus. Okay. Now, the last tool we want to talk about is mental rehearsal or meditation. And as we've been discussing, we're going to be teaching you how to go from beta to low range beta to alpha, and from alpha to theta. This is the tool that we're going to be talking about in this work. So use this tool when you are serious and ready to make changes in yourself and in your life. It requires a commitment of time and mental energy and a willingness to move beyond your body to get your mind back into the driver's seat. This tool will allow you to move from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind, to surpass the analytical mind. Okay? Now, before you do this mental rehearsal, I would like you to take a moment and think about everything you have heard, learned, and discovered in this course. Set your intentions about how you no longer want to think, act, and feel. What are some new and different choices and experiences you want in your life? Imagine your garden. What do you need to remove, clear out, or weed away? What do you want to plant, cultivate, and grow instead? So take a few moments and write down. What do you want to change? Okay, anyone would like to share? Yeah? Okay, thank you. So let's start with our mental rehearsal. I would like you to put your pens down, sitting straight, eyes closed, take a deep breath in, and we're going to start with our mental rehearsal. Okay, so what feels different about you at this moment? How are you different? Take a few moments and write those down. Okay. Anyone would like to share? Yes, thank you. Okay, calmer, more peace, more confident, exactly. So, like learning any skill, any sports, the same thing goes for mental rehearsal. First you are unconsciously unskilled, you're learning something brand new, you don't know how to do it, you're unconsciously unskilled. Then you move to being consciously unskilled, so you come to observe yourself and notice how you are now consciously unskilled, you know that you don't know how to do it. Next, you become consciously skilled. That's a good place to be because you're starting to learn and you become conscious that you are developing a new skill that you're learning. And finally, like anything that you do repeatedly, you become unconsciously skilled. You are in a new state of being. You've done it so many times that you know how to do it now. It's become natural to you. Okay? And as we say here, once is not enough. You must do this over and over and over again until your mind and body are one and you've mastered the skill. Okay? So, on page 78, To become a genius, genius is achieving mastery. Mastery is memorizing an internal order so that nothing in your external environment can move you from it. No person, no thing, no event or experience can change this internal order. That's how you move from the old self into a new self. So, I would like to invite you for the next 30 days to work on with your Genius Journal book, because as we learn in this program, first you have to understand this material properly, you have to learn it, and for you to become a master in it and to become a genius and to move from the old self to the new self, you have to do it for a certain amount of time for you to master it. Research has shown that it takes 21 days to make or break a habit. So we're giving you here 30 days to master yourself and to move from the old self to the new self. So we're going to be giving you and sharing with you the meditation that you just did along with your Genius Journal to practice it for the coming 30 days. So tips to move from learning, thinking, to doing, practicing, to being your new self, life and reality. You have to complete my 30 days to Genius plan in the workbook. Think about each of the tools that you learn and practice in this course, and you'll have notes to jot down after every rehearsal that you do. For the 3 tools that you can practice in the moment, breathe, change, and stop it, what are some triggers or clues from your environment that might move you into survival or stress? Who are the people, what are the things, and at what times and places create stress for you? For the mental rehearsal, schedule this practice into your life. Put it on your calendar. You can do it early in the morning when your brain is still fresh, or before you retire at night. These are 2 powerful moments in your day where you can use this mental rehearsal. For a morning practice, set your clock on 1 hour earlier. For an evening practice, turn off your technology an hour earlier to practice it. Find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed or distracted by your family, pets, or phone. Create a comfortable space. Practice using the mental rehearsals provided with this course, and advance your mental rehearsals by going on the website. After you've finished and you're mastering this mental rehearsal, you can move forward into more sophisticated or more advanced meditations on our website. Okay, so it's very important to commit to those 30 days for you to see new results in your life. Congratulations, you are well on your way to becoming a genius. Thank you.